What's good, YouTube? So, when I had my shotgun sling onto my gun, I'd sling it onto my shoulder, and the sling would consequently move up to the tip top of the barrel and almost come off completely. So I'm like, alright, I gotta adjust it to where it'll break open and still be comfortable to wear on my shoulder and shit, and then tie it off or something. So what in fact did I tie it off with? I used like 4 guitar strings to tie it off to secure the strap on my shotgun. And you may think that sounds stupid and ridiculous, but I didn't do too bad MacGyvering it. Gotta protect your Second Amendment rights, YouTube. Now, the shotgun of mine cost $420. It was $400, but then it had a $20 tax on it. I bought it on April 20th, which fell on Easter that same year, ironically enough. Now, the thing with pump and semi-auto shotguns is you can install a swivel arm pretty easily. They have the equipment for doing such a thing. But now the thing of it is, if I'm tying a guitar string to my gun to make the sling stay on, what are the chances of it melting if the barrel gets too hot? Scientifically, it's possible, but logically, no. Because there's a leather strip underneath it that reduces the heat going to the strings that tie it on there. Yeah. Double barrel Stoker 12 gauge. Fun to shoot. Now, guns aren't the problem, people are the fucking problem. Now, notice the gun's not in my hand right now, but obviously when I talk about what I've done to it, curiosity is going to pique you a little bit. Like, there's no way. Yeah. I'll show it off on the camera just because I can. Now, you notice the people who value their Second Amendment rights aren't doing stupid shit, obviously. Now, the only thing that's going to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. I know a lot of people who don't like guns hate that expression, but if you examine this from a tactical standpoint, if the good guy goes in charging the bad guy with a stick in one hand and a rock in the other hand, he chucks the rock and misses, then he goes swinging in with the stick, the bad guy's got a gun. Who do you think's going to win in that situation? Now, I hate to be grim about it, but that's something to think about. You try making guns illegal, and you see all these videos on YouTube of people making their own guns, and it's like, it really wouldn't work, honestly. And yes, the Constitution does declare Second Amendment rights and all that, but at some point you gotta realize that, you know, gun control is actually a good thing, believe it or not. As a gun owner, I support it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm tired of the shootings in our country, man. You know, you want to take your 12 gauge and go out clay shooting, want to go duck hunting, want to protect your home from that 1% chance of some dumbass breaking into your house. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. You know, that 1% chance, I'm not going to take that, obviously. But at the same time, you know, I'm not some whack job with a gun, you know what I'm saying? I may look like it with this eyeliner, but I'm goth. That's just a negative cliche, my friend. Watch out. One of the first 4 rules of gun safety. First rule is don't keep a gun loaded unless you intend to use it. Second rule is don't point at anything unless you intend to destroy it. The third rule would also imply do not load it unless you intend to destroy the thing in front of it. And the fourth rule would be keep the safety on, and also, if you want to add a fifth rule, don't keep your hands near the trigger and you're good to go. And sometimes people don't always make the smartest decisions with guns. If you want to teach your kid to shoot responsibly, I get that. But if you're going to have kids in the house and guns in the house, keep them unloaded and keep them in a safe that's near your bed, so if you're an intruder break-in, you have quick access to it. And make sure only you know the combination. Make sure your kids don't know the combination. Problem solved. But then you hear stories like the one where this girl was taken to a shooting range by her family, and they give her an Uzi to shoot. Now, I get you want to teach your kids how to shoot responsibly, but you gotta understand that when they're kids, they can't really handle the recoil of an Uzi, so maybe a less caliber, because then the Uzi recoiled and she shot the shooting instructor trying to teach her how to shoot responsibly. Irony's a bitch, let me tell you that. Okay, and like I said, I get you, I understand that you want to teach your kids to shoot responsibly, but that also implies that if you're going to teach them to shoot responsibly, you're going to have to start them off on a smaller caliber, as fucked up as that sounds. If they would have given her a little 22 to plink with, you know what I'm saying, she would have been able to handle the recoil, and she wouldn't have accidentally shot the instructor. Now, pardon me for being Captain Hindsight, but, there are some people in this country that would have your guns locked up in a giant facility, and you'd have to check it out to register it to do something with it. Yeah. I mean, that's their opinion, you know what I'm saying? And I can respect that, but at the same time, you gotta think, if the terrorists were to attack, and these people who have this so-called opinion about guns, they attack that massive facility where everyone's guns are stored up, and it's like, well, oh shit, they get easier access to it. So if the gun's on you personally and you're being responsible with it, you know what I'm saying? But I get it, some people are worried about their kids getting shot, you know? And Cenk Uygur is who I'm talking about from the Young Turks. Okay, this is an awesome news organization, but he's severely paranoid about his kids getting shot. And when you have a country that's being shot up all the goddamn time, it's disgusting. It really is. I don't want to take that chance on my own life, so I have a gun to protect myself. That's the American way. But there's a big difference between, pulling a mass shooting and protecting your home. An intruder breaks in, that 1% chance, as Cenk Uygur and the Young Turks have said, that 1% chance. Yeah, I'm not going to take that 1% chance. At the same time, I'm not stupid enough to pull a mass shooting because, one, that would infringe upon my freedom of owning a beautiful Stoker 12 gauge, and two, it's not worth someone's life. That's more important. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're having a bad fucking day, who cares? Play some guitar and get over it. Smoking that 4 Aces pipe tobacco mixed with a little bit of that peach pipe tobacco. It's quite delicious. Yeah, it beats being on a cigarette, I'll tell you that much. I tell no lies, I have consumed a little bit of Tennessee honey. It was quite delicious. Drank the entire bottle in one sitting to myself. Damn, it was just a regular sized bottle. You didn't see me do it on camera, but my speech is a little bit slurred. This be Wyoming, after all. Consider everybody armed and dangerous. Good little boy state. All jokes aside, though. By this point, you're like, okay, did he really just tie guitar strings to his shotgun? What the fuck is this nonsense? One, I know my gun's unloaded because I keep it unloaded unless an intruder breaks in, and I have it within pretty quick access. But how do you explain the first break-in? Well, the thing of it is I wasn't home, and it was somebody I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the fucked up thing of it. And someone broke in, you know what I'm saying? It was just one of those things. And they would have just stopped and asked, I would have been more likely to share with them, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. But it is what it is. Okay, check this out. I got the monster sticker right there on the side. And yes, there's the guitar strings tying the sling to perfect length for my size. That's kind of cool looking. It doesn't obstruct the bead sight, so I still have something to aim with. Custom made Stoker 12 gauge. Now if I break the barrels halfway open, you can see that it's empty. And the safety is right here. You disengage that, your triggers will fire, but you keep that like that, the safety's back on. So yeah, that's a pretty gun, no doubt about that. But notice I had to pick it up before it would operate. So if you're going to sit there and say guns are the fucking problem, that's like saying video games are the problem. And watch what happens when I set the gun down. I'll be damned, it doesn't move on its own. Look at that, you two. Now, when I put the sling on the gun, it looks cool, you know what I'm saying? I can work with it, But then when I put when I put it around my shoulders, the sling slid up to about here and stopped after I adjusted it. Like, I took the leather and kind of squeezed it to the barrels, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, okay, there's gotta be a little drunk. I apologize for my slurred speech, but I'm like, there's gotta be a way to fix this. And I was sober when I worked on it, mind you, so bear that in mind. But I took like 4 really thick guitar strings and like literally a little over halfway down the length of the gun, I tied the sling down so it's not going anywhere. Like, I didn't even need super glue. I just took like 4 guitar strings and tied it down just like that. So now when I put it around my shoulder, it's at a comfortable length for me, and drawing it if I need to in a combat situation if it were to arise. Relatively simple. You see how it sits on my shoulders just like that? The barrels, they stick out just like that. That's what's up. Just like that. This is, you're right, this is what I would consider ideal for carry if you're in a zombie survival situation. Because if you see a fucking field of zombies, it's just like that, you know what I'm saying? So easy that is to fucking draw. Now, some people would say, well, that nylon can melt if it gets hot. So what if the barrels get hot after a couple of rounds? Scientifically, yeah, it's possible. But I think most of that's going to be reduced due to the fact there's a leather strip right underneath here. And I don't shoot it that often because, let's face it, if I had a car and the money for a shit ton of ammo, I would take it out shooting and I go to the clay range. I definitely want to try skeet shooting. That does look like quite fun indeed. Pull, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about side-by-sides and over and under shotguns is they don't really make slings for them unless you custom order something like this. And when I got it, I'm like, alright, that's cool, I can dig it. But then when I was having trouble with it sticking in the right position, I'm like, okay, there's gotta be a way to tie this off. And I'm like, well, I play electric guitars, so what more fitting way than to take like 4 electric guitar strings and fit it to the gun, so to speak. If the strings do melt to the barrel, I doubt they will, but if they do, the worst that will happen is that the sling will stay in place. So, yeah, that's cool looking. I have taken this thing out shooting before. The first time I took it out shooting was like literally a year and a month after I got it. I had 4 cases of birdshot. I blew through 3 of them. You know, homie took turns, you know, plinking shit off. Good old shotgun fun, you know what I'm saying? But it sits in my lap, and it does nothing but sit in my lap, okay? It takes a human hand to operate your firearms, okay? So if you want to blame guns for the problem, you might as well, you know, you can sit there and play the blame game all goddamn day. The blame game is not going to solve the issue. So obviously we need gun control, yes, because I don't want any nut job walking out with a gun. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Guns are cool, you know what I'm saying? They're fun to shoot and plink with, but you gotta exercise some responsibility with them. And birdshot at a close enough distance could blow a hole in someone's head about that big around. So breaking into my apartment would not be smart. Now, it would be extremely cool to take this to a gunsmith and have it legally modified to legal federal limit with the pistol grip and just have it like, what? I'd have a gunsmith cut the barrels and, yeah. But I'm like, nah. It would be cool, but at the same time, it'd be expensive, and the recoil, even though I could legally own it, because I'd have a gunsmith legally chop it down and have it professionally cut to where the barrels are legal. Because if you were to modify a stock shotgun, measuring from the barrels to your stock, okay, that has to be within legal limit. Because if you don't do that, that's ooh. Some states allow it if you have a $5 tax stamp. Some states don't. Wyoming doesn't allow it. So, it's whatever. I really don't care, honestly. Still a sweet gun either way. You know what I'm saying? I could do that, but then I think to myself, yeah, the recoil would be a bitch. And I'm still new to the sport of shooting, so for the moment it's staying stock. And having that extra stock helps with the recoil quite nicely. I know if the zombie apocalypse were to happen, I'm prepared. Watch out. We've all seen the movie Zombieland, the double tap rule, you know what I'm saying? And I had to tie the strings off to where it wasn't going to poke me in the back when I had it on my back, and I did just that. There's no string bits hanging out, and if there's any excess string, none of it's pokey. So, yeah, MacGyver some shit. So I know it shoots because I took in shooting before, but I wanted a sling for it so I could carry it on my back and make it easy to draw. And this right here did just that. And the way I tie the string too is I tie enough on the front to where it's going to stop that from sliding, and then tie the rest of the string on the sling itself so it squeezes it to the barrels, you know what I'm saying? I don't need super glue, I don't need a weld, just some guitar string and a leather sling. Yeah. And I got the monster sticker from a Monster import. I might put one on the other side so it matches. It'll look cool as fuck, yo. For sure. It's a quote from Spider-Man: with great power comes great responsibility. And the barrels are just a wee bit rusty, so I need to get some gun cleaner in the shotgun snake. You know what I'm saying? Scrub some of that rust out. Get it all out. No, if I would do anything to this gun with a gunsmith, I'd take it to a gunsmith and have it professionally cleaned. Just be like, look, get the rust out of there. But the rust doesn't really affect it too much. It does need to be cleaned. And the thing of it is, with it being empty, it's not going to go boom boom and go off, you know what I'm saying? Because even after you close it, you can't just, you know what I'm saying? Because you have to disengage that safety before it'll fire. And the reason why they have that is it's an extra safety precaution to make sure these are just a little bit safer. You know what I'm saying? Because people want to make the fucking argument that guns kill people. I disagree with that. Well, they do in a sense, but only in the hands of other people. You see what I'm saying? And as a gun enthusiast, it pisses me off when I see a country that supports the Second Amendment right. You know, it's like, you know, if that shit comes my way, I'm fucking prepared. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, come on. This is ridiculous, people. Blaming guns for the problem, it's like blaming music for the problem. You want to blame the artist too? It's bullshit, YouTube. It's complete and utter bullshit. That being said, I mean, I got a leather sling from England sitting on my American-made Stoker Coach gun. And some fucking guitar strings holding it to the barrels. Yeah. It's kind of ghetto, but it works. At least the sling, when I put it on my back, it stays in place. It's not going all the way up to here, you know what I'm saying? So it's adjusted at a comfortable length for my shoulder width, and it gives plenty of room to break open and load if I have to, you know what I'm saying? So ideally that's what I would call a home defense weapon, basically. Now, keeping it stock length actually allows more distance, so for now it's staying stock. I might just keep it stock, actually, because that gives me more distance from my shot, you know what I'm saying? Because when you're shooting a shotgun, the little hammer busts that firing pin, that shell breaks open because the gunpowder explodes the shell open, and in that explosion, when the gunpowder explodes the shell open, you get this spread of BBs just go like that. And then sometimes you get a little slug that goes, that's like firing a rifle cartridge from a shotgun, basically. And then also you have Dragon's Breath and explosive shotgun slugs. Technology has really advanced. You don't need an AA-12 to fire shotgun rounds like that. Acquiring shit like that would be very handy in the zombie apocalypse, yes. But I have a case of birdshot, and that is enough for some basic home defense, you know. Welcome to Wyoming, huh? I don't have an open carry permit, so I'm not going to openly carry this on my back. And even if I did, I wouldn't, because it's just asking for trouble. You know what I'm saying? You know, so responsible gun owners aren't doing stupid shit to get their guns taken away, you know. But of course, when Republicans hear the word gun control, they freak the fuck out. Okay, but hear me out for a second. The commander-in-chief is saying, you know, it's his job to protect the country. And when he's hearing about shooting after shooting in his country, he's like, dude, what the fuck? Now, this isn't his country, this is our country. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's his job to protect the country. So what the fuck is he supposed to do? He can't take guns away because that would create a massive fucking war that he wouldn't want. Because people are just stupid, unbelievably stupid. Yet, he's saying, look, we need gun control. And I agree with him on that 100%. Now, I didn't agree with President Obama when he banned flavored cigarettes because it's just whatever, but at least he's trying, you know what I'm saying? These stupid motherfuckers. They bitch about the president. It's like, well, if you think you can do a better fucking job, then by all fucking means, run for president. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You know, at least Obama has been honest about his pot smoking. And he's pardoned non-violent drug offenders, so at least he's trying, you know. Yeah. The smoke of that tobacco right thick in my apartment, so I cracked a window to air some of that tobacco smoke out. Watch out. But yeah, this is a pretty sexy home defense weapon, if I do say so myself. I didn't have zip ties, and I was getting sick and tired of this sling moving up. Now, if this sling is designed for the coach guns they probably sell on their website, this wasn't guaranteed to be 100% guaranteed to fit to my gun, but it does fit to my gun now, and it's designed to mold to it. But having something to tie it off so it's not going to move anywhere, you know what I'm saying? Using those guitar strings to fucking tie it off so it's not going to move anywhere. That's kind of a sporting look. It's an interesting take on a modern shotgun, that's for sure. Yeah, it works, you know what I'm saying? When I put the sling around, when I sling the gun around my back, the sling doesn't go whoop up here. I was having that problem with it before, even after I squeezed it tight. And when I squeezed it tight, like before putting the sling on, it literally, I'm not shitting you, it would go up here, then it stopped, okay? I'm like, alright, well at least it's staying on, but it doesn't completely 100% solve the problem. Zip ties might work, and I thought, no, wait a minute, zip ties, meh, guitar strings, that's way more badass. You know, my shotgun's name is Bad Company. That's a Five-Finger Death Punch reference, am I right, people? A company always on the run, a destiny. Man, we should all know that song by now. Yeah. And the problem with the sling sliding up here especially was that could obstruct my bead sight, but there's like, from literally from here to about here, there's enough barrel length for me to see my bead sight. I look down my bead sight, I can see down that shit just fine. You know what I'm saying? It's beyond disgusting, YouTube. People who claim to be Muslim and then terrorize the country, they're not true Muslims. And the reason why people do that shit is so they can spread Muslim phobia in this country. And Republicans and mass agenda of idiots believe that shit. And it feeds into it, man. ISIS claims to be Muslim. They terrorize, do their thing. They troll with that bullshit. They do. You know, they're not true Muslims. They're so fucking fake. They're trying to terrorize a country that's been desensitized to violence. The Saw series. You like impressions, YouTube? Hello, ISIS. I like to play a game. How's that for an awesome impression? No, but here's the thing, YouTube. I remember when Barack Obama said he was going to kill Osama bin Laden, and Saddam Hussein and all them presidents that said that they were going to kill those terrorists. They did it, and they were dead. I remember when Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden, all them motherfuckers were considered the domestic threats. And then they were stopped and destroyed, because that's why America kicks ass, you know. Granted, our government's not perfect. They're a bit hypocritical at times, you know, when they tell us we can't smoke pot, but they turn around and say, well, we've admitted to smoking it. Okay, whatever. My point being is that you can't ban guns because that would just create a fucking war you wouldn't want. I wouldn't be fighting it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the crazy gun owner in this country. I'm not like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm goth, I listen to metal. I'd love to get into clay shooting. That'd be fucking fun. Pull. You know what I'm saying? And the first time I shot a 12 gauge, it was a Sega pump action with an extendable stock and a pistol grip. And I'm like, okay, my first time legitimately shooting, can I handle the recoil of a 12 gauge? Sure enough, yes, I can. And I still have the video on my channel firing the first 2 shots out of it, because that's what's up. I noticed when I shot it, the barrels went up like that. So even with birdshot, there is some recoil. So yeah, you do not want to fuck around with these shotguns, man, because it's making gun owners look bad, man. And if I'm cleaning my shotgun, it's like, oh, make sure it's empty before you clean it. And these things are so easy to check if they're empty or not. You know what I'm saying? Now, after you get done cleaning it, you don't want to leave your shotgun on a fully loaded fucking chambers. You know what I'm saying? So, safe direction, click, clack, safety on. You know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, that's what's up. Starting to sound like Scarface here. Say hello to my little friend. No, but seriously, YouTube. And this makes it so I can carry it on my back, basically. I don't have to have a gun case for it. And if it's post-apocalyptic shit going down, they're gonna look at this and go, oh, dude, I ain't questioning shit. But do be prepared for shit like that, yes. You know, when I was a kid, I got into guns, you know. When I was a kid, yeah, I played cops when I was with my friends and shit like that. We've all been there, done that. Now, some people would tell you that if your toy gun looks realistic enough, you shouldn't take it out because you could get shot by the police for being suspicious activity and blah, 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 blah. It really doesn't matter what race you are. You know, people see you walking around with a gun, they're going to be like, okay, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? That's the only time I justify carrying this on my back, is if it was post-apocalyptic, there were zombies everywhere. I'm like, do what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying, YouTube. Now, people laughed at me when I said I was part of a zombie response team. And I laughed at them back when I found out the government has a zombie response team. So, who's laughing now, YouTube? I am. And some people are like, oh, I don't want to break it. I'm like, it's a break action. It swings one direction. Like that. Talk about shitty music, am I right? Although, truth be told, if you hate a musician enough, you won't give 2 shits what they do. You'll prove to yourself that you're better than them by getting better at your own music. And you can sit there and say that hate is just another form of worship. Really, it isn't. Because hate and worship are 2 completely different things altogether. So therefore, they're not the same thing. But, yippers. I've been taking the strings and kind of tucking them in underneath the leather here and shit, underneath the strings themselves, overlapping it and shit. After taking out shooting, the barrels get hot. Like, there's a little patch right there that'll probably melt if it does get too hot. Scientifically, it is possible, and the 2 sides right here. But logically, no. That's cool shit, YouTube. It's like Doc Holliday status, you know what I'm saying? Okay, Corral status. Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your grave. I wonder if Doc Holliday listens to Green Day. Okay, that was a really bad historical musical pun, but whatever. Yeah, you know, if you actually get into the sport of shooting, it's quite fun, you know. You get and when I filmed my shotgun video, I was literally out in the middle of nowhere, where I was in no danger of shooting nobody. I aimed my gun in a safe direction. Found a couple of empty cans and cans that were full of expired shit to blow up for shits and kicks, and I've filmed the first 2 shots. Now, if I had more camera space on my phone at the time, I would have filmed the entire process. And I blew through 3 cases, and by the time the video was done, it got dark. By the time the video was done, 2 shots, okay? But then by the time I got done firing all 3 cases, it got dark outside. I'm like, I can't even see in front of me, so I better call it a night, you know. I'm like, that's what's up. And the insides of my gun barrels smell like fireworks on the 4th of July, I tell you what. Yeah. You know, the United States government wants to tell us we can't smoke pot, we can't grow hemp or grow pot. That's bullshit, because our founding fathers grew it on their plantations. The United States Constitution was drafted out of hemp. This is a fact most people don't want you to know. Now, the reason why they tell you that hemp was illegal, blah, 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 okay, all that aside, the reason why they tell you that the United States Constitution is drafted out of cotton paper in school is so they can fight with you on the bullshit about it's a gateway drug. You know what I'm saying? Gateway drug, that's a little bullshit, YouTube. They say marijuana is a gateway drug. That's bullshit. A gateway to what? The fridge. All stoner jokes aside. Did I mention this gun cost me $420? I mean, you can't get more ironic than that. And I bought it on 420, which also fell on Easter. And yeah, you know, I thought that was a well spent of my money earned indeed. And ironic at the timing, yes. And if I actually had a car and more ammo to shoot, yeah, I would take this thing out shooting more often, because this little rig I got going here is fucking badass. I'm just saying, like, that's pretty fucking sick. You know, if I were to take this gun apart, this little switch right here takes the grip off, and then the swivel arm would break the barrels away from it. And this part would still be attached to it. So, yeah. However, if I'm going to clean it, I'm not going to take it completely apart, just break it open, and run the shotgun snake through it. So I have to get a kit for it so I can clean it. Because rusty barrels will slow you down in an apocalyptic situation. And it shoots just fine. They're not like too rusty, but if they get like overly corroded, you know what I'm saying? What's cool about this this part right here, you see how it like has a loop that looped around just like that, and when I pulled it, this part right here really tight, it tightened down on that. This part right here is different. It's like a little U shape that kind of tucks underneath the barrel just like that, which it fits the barrel just fine, but when it's sliding around, it's like, okay, it's got to stay in one place, because it's more sporting if it stays around in one place, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, how am I going to tie it off? Light bulb above my head, guitar strings. Why not? Fuck it. And it's a unique way to sling a side-by-side shotgun, but it works. I want to thank Connecticut Shotgun Company for providing this badass sling. I thank the Power of Rock and Roll for providing these awesome guitar strings to hold it on my gun. That's what's up. And speaking of awesome bands, Guns N' Roses, am I right? Okay, now the gun's not going to go boom boom without these things right here. Let's get a close-up of that. Oh, isn't that pretty, YouTube? Now, when I was buying my shotgun, I'm like 12 or 20 gauge. I'm like, let's go with the 12 gauge. More versatile. These happen to be 12 gauge, 2 3/4 inches, 1,220 velocity, about a 1 1/4 OZ, 5-shot, basic, small game bird shot. You know. Now, if you're in an apartment complex, slugs and buckshot can blow through wall, and this, you want to kill the intruder or disarm the intruder. You don't want to accidentally shoot somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So, ideally, if you're in an apartment complex situation, this right here is the perfect load, because at close distance, this shit gets nasty. And after the first 2 fucking shots, it wouldn't take me about 2 seconds to let about 2 more in. You know, you pop somebody in the fucking kneecap with this shit, then you hit him in the fucking spine with the other shot. And then the next 2 shots, you got the gun point blank at their fucking skull, and it's like, if you move 1 more fucking inch, I swear to fucking Lucifer, I will blow your fucking head off. You are breaking an entry. I am standing my ground. And while they're sitting there pissing themselves, bleeding damn near to death, you call and report it, and you're not gonna get charged with shit. Even if the person dies, you were standing your ground. That's the difference, okay? Going out and killing a bunch of shit because, oh, you're pissed off at the world. Who the fuck are you? You know, I can't tell you how awesome it would have been for me to show up on the scene when Elliot Rogers started his shootout. Before he even had a chance to put the first shot into somebody, I would have shown up on the scene with my shotgun and 2 explosive slugs. He would have been sitting there whining and bitching in his fancy ass car. I'd be like, what, motherfucker? Boom, boom! I would have blown his car up and stopped it from happening. But, you know, you never know when shit like that's going to pop off. And it's frustrating when shit like that happens because, you know, Elliot Rogers claims to have Asperger's. I'm like, bullshit. If you weren't professionally diagnosed by a doctor, I call bullshit. Now, Albert Einstein had Asperger's, and he also smoked pot. And people say if you do drugs, you'll amount to nothing in your life. And people considered Albert Einstein to be a genius. And it could, you know, this is enough ammunition for now to keep me, you know, some shit were to pop off, you know what I'm saying? This could carry me through for a minute. Now, 1 or 2, maybe even 4 guns in your collection, there ain't nothing wrong with that, but when you see a couple stacking up on 1,000 guns and you're not keeping track of it, I don't give a fuck if they're Muslim or not. Maybe you want to ask yourself, okay, why the fuck does one person have 1,000 guns? You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous, YouTube. Now, maybe somebody has 1,000 guns because they're prepping for the zombie apocalypse. That I can understand. But you still keep track on them. Now, it doesn't matter if you're Muslim or not. It's just they're using that religion as a scapegoat, basically. I don't have any pets, YouTube. I don't. If I could have a pet, I would own a dog. But I don't, because studio apartment, it's a recording studio. I record my music, record my videos, you know what I'm saying? All puns aside. It's a secure building, so I'm going to make it just a little bit more secure by respectfully owning a 12 gauge and my Second Amendment rights. You get people who get way too cocky with it. Oh, that was a gun pun, see what I did there. And now they have to openly carry it, you know. You have the right to do that, but at the same time, you gotta know with the shootings that have been going down in our country lately, people are gonna be on edge with that shit. So they're like, okay, what the fuck is this person doing? You know what I'm saying? So have some common sense, people. You know, if you're gonna clean your shotgun, if it's a pump shotgun, rack the slide until all the shells are gone. You know, it's... And eventually all the shells are gonna start coming out. And it's like, oh, then you know it's unloaded. Then you can take it apart safely and clean it. And blah, 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 blah. Okay. You call yourself a gun owner and you forget to take, you know, I saw this video on YouTube with these gun salesmen. They were saying how many times they've come in and they've had to rack the slide before exchanging gun sales, because they'd have gun owners come in to try to sell them a gun or trade a gun in for a different gun, or get some cash for a gun or what have you, and they'd rack the slide or what have you, and they'd empty a chamber and they'd be like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? So if you're going to be taking your gun into Sportsman's to get it repaired, what have you, blah 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 blah, you go in there with it apart and empty, or at the very least empty, and preferably in the case it came in. You know what I'm saying? But a little bit of rust, it's easy to clean off. You know what I'm saying? It didn't give me any trouble shooting, so yeah. Stoker's a good American quality shotgun. I'm not going to argue with you on that. But when I ordered the sling, the website that sells the sling sells Winchester double barrel side-by-side shotguns. These are the fancy engraved side-by-side shotguns with the automatic ejectors. Automatic ejectors are basically when you break the shotgun open, the shells go, any shell that's been shot automatically spits itself out. You don't have to pull it out. There was a difference between that and the shotgun I have is I don't have automatic ejectors. I have to manually pull it out. I could give two fucks less. It works, it protects, it does what it needs to do. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, people are going to talk shit and say my shotgun looks like shit. I don't care. It does what it needs to do. That's a beautiful case of birdshot. That's enough to fend off a couple of home invaders, yeah. This happens to be Winchester Super X, Upland, and Small Game. And I believe it's high brass as well. Yep, it is. That's what's up. And on the back it shows you a diagram of what the inside of the shotgun shell looks like. Yeah. That's what's up. Now, sometimes you can't always go shooting your shotgun, so you gotta have something to plink with. This is a Crossman Pumpmaster BB gun with the black and green sights, and I modified the stock myself. Doing this to a BB gun is not illegal. Oh, this thing is beyond fucking amazing to plink with. The slide right there, I'm not gonna fully release it into the chamber, but has a magnet. The BBs are in here. Give it a full fucking shake. Give it a full chamber. Okay, put that little click right there when you open it. Step 1, you have the little slide right there. Opening this fills it up with BBs, close it up so it blocks the hole. Step 2, you open that, click right there, and give it a good shake. Step 3, after you've closed it like that, you notice that line of BBs is ready to go. Step 4 and 5, pulling this thing all the way back, there's a magnet right there, and that catches the metal BB and loads it into here. Step 6, pump it as many times as you want. Step 7, you got your trigger right there, and it's got a safety right there, and ready to be unsafe, and then I put the gun on safe right there. Check that out. Yeah, this one's also got a monster import sticker on it. Now, doing this to a gun that shoots BBs is not illegal. It makes it just a wee bit more concealable. And this thing, yeah, this thing's fun to fucking plink with. And I know it's not loaded because if I pull the bolt back, there's not I don't see a metal BB right there, so therefore I know it's not loaded. As soon as I pop the safety off, pointing at the ground and squeeze the trigger, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to shoot the BB because there is no BB in there. gun's fun to play with. I will not deny. I remember when Crossman first came out with their Pup Masters, they weren't the greatest. But the black and green edition, they definitely improved the product a bit. And yeah, come on, this thing's badass. So if the double barrel shotgun doesn't fucking scare them off. You bust somebody in the eye with this shit. They're like, whoa, what the fuck? And by the time they come to, you got 2 seconds to get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So then again, I wouldn't have to shoot, but the sound of me loading 2 shells into a side-by-side shotgun after the first shot busted their fucking eye open, and the fucking second 2 shells right there ready to blow their skull in, I don't think they'd be stupid enough to continue with their quest of trying to break in. You know, it doesn't hurt to be prepared, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you don't judge somebody for owning a gun. When you sit there and say guns are the problem, you're making a ignorant statement. Now, the NRA documentaries that I saw on the shotgun said at the beginning, the gun has played the villain and the hero in the story. In all stories, really. And it's true because, you know, sincerely, at least if the bad guy has a gun and the good guy goes in there with a gun, he has a fighting chance. Give him some cover, you know what I'm saying? But let's give the good guy a stick. Send him into battle. See how far he gets. Bad guy's got a gun. I reckon they don't get very far, do they? No. And I hate being that grim about it, but I'm making a point. Hopefully. Now, guns aren't the problem. People are the problem. But I'm telling you, the double barrel shotgun's a bit quicker to load than this thing is. So I'll probably jump to that quicker, and, you know, I don't want it to kill somebody, but if it comes to a self-defense situation, I'll do what I have to fucking do. I have Asperger's, man. What the fuck do you want from me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I use it for my music and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm fucking sick and tired of negative cliches. It is what it is, though. God damn. That Tennessee honey is so good. Yeah, if you were to see me drink the entire fucking bottle, you'd be like, dude, this guy can handle his shit. But yeah, that's it's a pretty sick looking bead we got now. I wanted to share the update on my shotgun, and it looks pretty cool with the guitar strings. I think it looks cool, and that's all that matters. Fuck what everyone else thinks, right? I'm not being irresponsible with it, so, yeah. But you down an entire fucking bottle of Tennessee honey to yourself, it's like, yeah, you're gonna have something to wash that down with. And that's when you want to start drinking your water to, you know, help with digesting all that. Because I didn't drink it all in one sitting, mind you. Because if I were to come at that on YouTube, like, oh, look what I can do, yeah, I ended up drinking the entire bottle to myself over the course of one night. Very slow process, but we got there. You ever seen that AC/DC music video, I Feel Safe in New York City? Angus Young's got a black and green guitar, and it's sick as fuck. I saw that and I was like, dude, that's cool shit, man. Now the U.S. government is like, the United States government is like, okay, let's ban flavored cigarettes because it's getting kids to start smoking. And then they totally okay cherry vapor cigarettes and then no put a regulation on them. Classic. Fucking classic YouTube. I ain't got nothing against it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got shit against it. It's none of my damn business how they run the country, I'm just saying. You want to bitch about flavored cigarettes and then turn around and put no regulation on a vapor pen that's cherry flavored. It just seems a bit hypocritical, that's all I'm saying. One second, YouTube. What up, man? Alright. Alright, man. Sounds good. Just making sure. Nope. Nope. Alright, sounds good. Alright, bye. That sounds good. Alright, laters. I have a couple homies that I can drink with that are of age. I don't provide alcohol to minors, YouTube. Because it's irresponsible. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, they didn't drive here because they know they'd be leaving my apartment a little bit drunk, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if they're gonna walk home, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather they walk home than drive home. So I said, you know what I'm saying? They're like, hey man, can I come drink with you for a minute? Yeah, it's cool as long as you're not driving home. When you're leaving my apartment, come drink with me, it's cool. Alright, man. That's how I roll, YouTube. If you don't like it, kiss my ass burgers. Yeah. If I could update my gun collection, I would love to get my hands on a Colt King Cobra and a fucking Tommy gun with a big ass drum clip. That'd be sick as fuck. But guns are like tattoos, man. They're cool to collect and own, but they can get expensive. Yeah, you know. And some people can handle getting them, some people can't. I know when I got this one done on my arm, I'm like, this ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting a tattoo done on the 3rd, hopefully. If it all schedules out, everything, you know what I'm saying? But like, on the 3rd at 4 o'clock, if it all goes through, the February, I get a Cobra done on my left arm. About the same size as the one on my right. Oh, looks sick as fuck. Now the thing about tattoos, YouTube, is people can get them because they think it's the trendy thing to do. Or people can get a tattoo because it means something to them, you know what I'm saying? The King Cobra happens to be one of my favorite animals, so of course I want to get a Cobra tattooed on my arm. But duh. You know what I'm saying? people doing it because they think it's cool. They think, it is cool to an extent, you know what I'm saying? But if you're doing it to fit in, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Because 20 years down the road, it's going to look like shit on you if you know what I'm saying? The thing about tattoos is, are you willing to live with that the rest of your life? Because even if you get that shit lasered off, it's still going to leave a scar. You know what I'm saying? Tattoos are a commitment. And you can go to your homies to do it, you know what I'm saying? But you're better, professionally getting it done is the safest bet, because the needles are going to be sterile and clean. You know what I'm saying? And having an artist who's been trained, who has experience doing, and it depends on what you're getting done, you know what I'm saying? If you have artists who are more experienced doing certain things, then they're going to do a decent job, you know what I'm saying? And I walk in there, 3 to 4 different books. They're all pretty good, but it's like, okay, I know this one artist has already done Cobras before, and I'm like, that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm like, alright, I'm down with that. But, getting lines done, if it takes under an hour to get done, it depends on pricing too, because if it gets done in stages, because it's a pretty detailed tattoo I'm getting done. You get this hooded cobra that goes down and then it goes around like that. In the middle of that circle is a pentagram, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the middle of that's a 7-leaf pot leaf. Do this. That shit's gonna look sick as fuck. You don't even know. Like, that shit's gonna look cool, man. And if I get stopped for having a tattoo with a pot leaf on it, just make sure I don't have any pollen on me. Simple as that. Like what? I have Asperger's and I support legalization. So I got a tattoo on my skin. You couldn't be pestering a rapist down the street. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, the bigger fucking issues, YouTube. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna fucking bitch about marijuana being illegal. Why the fuck should marijuana be illegal when there are clearly bigger issues to worry about? You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it. But yeah, I thought I'd show off the badass sling. Thanks for watching. And practice safe shooting, and have a good night, YouTube.